Am I the asshole? For threatening to kick my dad out of my wedding because he kept apologizing to his fiancée whose birthday it was? My dad has been with Marissa for about 2 years and they just got engaged. I don't have much of a relationship with her as she isn't a pleasant person. I don't know Marissa's birthday and don't see why I would be expected to, but my wedding ended up falling on her birthday. When my dad found out the date, I could tell he was stressed. He said she has a lot of trauma and he feels so guilty spending her birthday at my wedding. I didn't say much and figured they could work it out. Well, the wedding was last weekend. I'm not sure if Marissa was upset or not. She is very stoic, so IDK, but my dad kept apologizing. When they first arrived and he came to see me in the bridal room, he brought her for some reason, and as they walked in I could hear him saying sorry and asking if she was okay. Right before the ceremony he had her on his lap and was whispering, but I could hear it. He was saying he wished she would open her birthday presents and she was like, I just don't want to do it today. Then he said what if she opens them and he buys new ones for the day they celebrate. Then my grandma came over and tried to give her a gift and he was just so annoying about it. Final straw was during the reception. Marissa was complaining to my grandma how she hates chocolate cake, only cake we had, and my dad took her in his arms and was asking if she wanted to go out later and get something, and again apologized. I finally snapped and yelled at him, if my wedding was such a burden, take the child he is dating and get the fuck out. I meant because of her actions. There isn't a big age gap. He looked horrified and I was like, well, go. My grandma immediately began to berate me that I am awful and he paid for the wedding. He asked if I really wanted him to go, and I told him to either shut the fuck up about her birthday or go. He stayed but was cold the rest of the night, and I heard Marissa and my grandma joking about how he should rip up the check he gave me for how I spoke to him. I don't know if I overreacted as he was just having empathy for his fiancée. What grown, mature adult gets this bent out of shape over a birthday? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I think those giving you the asshole comments need to look at the fact that OP could hear her apologizing every time. Correct me if I am wrong, but you do not bring your family problems into public, especially during a wedding. Not the asshole. I don't like when parents put their partners before their children. TBH, I don't have kids but my husband has 3. They are all adults over the age of 30. If they need something, or want to spend time with him, he asks me if it's okay. He tries to put me first, and I appreciate that he does, but his children should always come first. I can't be a decent person if I know that I caused my partner's offspring some type of hardship with their father. Is Marissa in therapy? Has she ever been? Are you sure it's trauma responses or is she simply a spoiled brat? Sounds to me like she's spoiled. Not the asshole. Right before the ceremony he had her on his lap and was whispering. Him, if my wedding was such a burden, take the child he is dating and get the fuck out. A truth to be set on stone. ETA the check joke and your dad apologizing constantly. My guess is his fiancée wanted you to lose your temper to rise a wedge between you and your father. And she succeeded. Gold digger vibes. After a certain pageant, your birthday is just another day. Stuff happens on your birthday. Get over it. Not the asshole. This sounds more like the treatment of a 5-year-old. They had the choice to go or not go. Why couldn't she just treat the day after as her birthday? And do all of that a day later? It's really childish behavior. And especially on your wedding to not care how it makes you feel. Not the asshole. WTF. It was his daughter's wedding, for goodness sakes. His wife is a grown woman and should be able to suck it up for a day. Not the asshole. She's a grown adult and she should be able to adjust for a once-in-a-lifetime event. Although I think you could have been a less aggressive, but I don't blame you as you also probably had a lot of other things to deal with. Not the asshole. This woman is a grown adult. And so is your dad. Their behavior is appalling. Your reaction may have exasperated the situation, but I don't blame you in the least for calling them out. Not the asshole. Seems like he was more focused on his poor little darling than on you, so yeah, I get why got pissed off. People that take their birthdays this seriously are so annoying. You're old now, grow up. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. It's your wedding. She is acting like a baby and your dad is encouraging it. She wanted to drive a wedge between you. She was trying to see who is more important, her or you. Is she much younger than your dad? BC, I'm getting sugar baby or gold digger vibes from her. Marissa is going to cause so many problems between you and your dad. If she can't suck it up for your wedding this early into things, it's only going to get worse. And the fact that she's already got your grandma around her finger. Reddit loves throwing the narcissism card around, but be mindful that it's a covert possibility. Not the asshole. Your dad made your entire day about her. He's the asshole and enabler. Not the asshole. Why were they discussing this the day of? They should have already had a plan in place for an alternate birthday thing another day so your dad could focus on his child the day of their wedding. And seriously? Past your 20s birthdays shouldn't matter all that much. Not the asshole. Since the bride could hear him, she knew what she was doing. Especially when she was joking after she got the reaction she got. She wanted to make it as awkward for OP as she possibly could. I bet even if the wedding wasn't on her birthday she would have done something to ruin the wedding. I hope you go LC with your father as long as he allows this woman to drive a wedge between you, because that is what she is doing. She is manipulative and wants your dad all to herself. And you do not want this woman near any potential grandchildren. As a person with birthday trauma, and that day sucks for me, Marissa is a MF child. My birthday and the end of the year holidays are traumatic for me due to things that occurred throughout middle and high school. I'm 27, however I still respect events that fall on those times. I don't think I can handle it. If it's an increasingly sensitive year, then I wouldn't go, and would send a card or an apology in my place. I would not be whining at the event I'm at. Not the asshole. If it bothered her so much she could have just not come. Info: is Marissa 7? Not the asshole. You are not close. She could have just spent her birthday somewhere else. But she chose to loudly complain all the time. Honestly, I wouldn't be talking to my dad for a long time after that. Anything that focuses the attention away from the bride and groom should be kept out of a wedding. Period. Wearing white, causing fights or drama, all frowned on at weddings. Marissa brought drama and got what she served thrown on her face. Dad's focus should have been on daughter, not fiancé. Fiancé's a grown woman and will survive. If it was me and I wanted a better relationship, Marissa should have started a tradition that would have brought the family together. After all, they will be celebrating this day together for years if she sticks around after this. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Be prepared to be excluded from your dad's life once they are married. His fiancée will definitely make him choose, and she does have a hold on him. Not the asshole. And I'm so sorry you had two grown-ass adults acting like this on your wedding day of all days. They should have just stayed home if they couldn't handle the attention being on someone else for one day. Not the asshole. We have gone to weddings on our wedding anniversary. It's weird to have to share a day, but not uncommon. Your dad needed to prep his fiancée better or leave her home. Money doesn't equal caring. He didn't have to pay for the wedding, sure, but to not be focused on you on your big day is so inconsiderate of you. She sounds insufferable. Truthfully, I probably would have acted similarly, but I would have told her to leave. You don't like her anyways. Not the asshole. It's so rude to be loudly apologizing throughout the day. This wasn't her stepmom, the father had only been dating for a couple of years. If she had such a problem with the day, she should have stayed home or gone out with her own friends. Info: how old is Marissa? You're not the asshole, but I really need to know this because her behavior sounds insane.